What's up, guys?
Kellen, we talked a lot about the resiliency of yesterday, and can you take us late in the game after you have a big play to Noah Brown, it gets called back, and then what you were able to do there, coming back with two big plays after that, and just kind of walk us through that sequence of overcoming a big game like that and still coming back and responding.
Yeah, obviously I think resiliency was the name of the game, and obviously couldn't have started any worse, but guys handled it, knew you got to have some patience, some calmness at the same time as you have urgency, but you're only going to be able to score 7 points at a time, and so I had some momentum there, had a couple times like Noah where you make a big play, you get a penalty called back, now you're at 3rd and 2. Did a great job. We had a run play with the ability to throw it out to CeeDee. If they gave us the look, they brought the pressure, popped it out to CeeDee for a completion, and then obviously after that you got Michael, I believe, if I got that sequence right, Michael on the big play down the sideline, and Dak saw it, took the opportunity to make a big play, and they did a phenomenal job.
Kellen, in what ways did you see CeeDee improve from week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, I think it's just getting better and better. I don't think it's any one drastic thing. I think it's just getting out there playing football, going through situations. Obviously, made some big time catches and big moments in that game. We needed all those opportunities, and obviously a lot of our guys stepped up, including the other receivers and the tight ends and the running backs. But CeeDee obviously had some big ones that'll stand out.
There was so much attention going into this season placed on him and Cooper and Gallup. How have they performed and played off of each other and stayed engaged very, very early in this process of the three of them working together?
Yeah, they do a great job. I think at the end of the day, they trust the process. That opportunities are come their way. Michael is a great example. He didn't get really any looks early, and just kept sticking with the game plan, knowing eventually it's going to come. Michael's obviously got a phenomenal demeanor to him as far as just handling those things. Those other guys started getting rolling, and then obviously Michael has opportunities as that game progressed, and those are when we need them. Everyone's going to get their opportunities throughout a game, throughout a season, and those guys do a great job knowing, hey, if I'm not getting mine, probably someone else is getting theirs, and it'll come back my way eventually.
Kellen, how would you describe the different ways that Zeke contributed on offense yesterday, and how key is it to have him on the field? Dak has those rushing touchdowns or is attempting for them.
Yep, Zeke, obviously everyone knows the runner, phenomenal runner, physical runner, gets positive yards out of some ugly things at times, and that's the beauty of him. And I think the stuff that people don't recognize and give enough probably recognition for is just the passing game and the protections. I think the protections are key. People who watch him in the pass protection, I mean, he gets in there and gets dirty with some people and makes some phenomenal blocks, helps those offensive linemen out. He had a couple times where, you'd call it like a chip, where you're just kind of helping the offensive lineman with maybe a defensive end or an edge rusher. He gets a good shot on the guy, gets him, kind of second-guessing that pass rush and helps out those offensive tackles. And then at the same time, he's still got the ability to get out there and catch a ball on a screen or a check down and make some yards out of it.
How compromised were you yesterday with those tackles?
With the tackles?
Yes, sir. How compromised were you with those tackles yesterday?
You know what? At the end of the day, I think they did a phenomenal job, and obviously, it's something you recognize. Obviously, you're going to recognize the talent they have on the defensive line. Certainly in Atlanta, just the guys and the investment they've had on their defense line. You got to value it, recognize it, respect it.
Cowboys win over the Falcons in week 2.
This isn't like a clean game. In fact, it's just that.
Okay. And you got to recognize that. So obviously probably a little early. We're trying to run the ball, get some completions going, get ourselves into this game. And, I think those guys did a phenomenal job. Once the game kind of got into a certain circumstance where, we're going to have to start pushing this thing downfield a little bit, I think they did a phenomenal job of holding their ground, doing a great job in the pass protection game. The running backs helped, the tight ends helped, and, I think we did a good job with that.
You've seen Dak since his rookie year. What did you learn more about him yesterday? What did McCarthy learn about Dak in his first game, first comeback win under his belt?
Yeah, I think just his demeanor, his understanding that football is a long game. As bad as that first quarter was, You know, it was one quarter, and we scored on whatever it was, 6 of our last 7 drives. And so, you know, we took advantage of that, 7 of our last 8, I believe. And so once we got past that first quarter, you know, you can only score 1 touchdown at a time. You got to score 1, take care of that one. We'll get to the next one. And, you know, this thing's going to be a long, long game. And I think he does a great job of just handling all these ups and downs of an NFL game, NFL season. And, you know, everyone looks to him because of that.
Kellen, we talk about that all the time with players. Sorry. We talk about that all the time with players. You know, you can't get out of a hole like that in one play. Is that a challenge for you as a play caller? I mean, obviously you have a history playing quarterback, but is it hard to avoid, or do you have to keep from pressing to try to, you know, get the offense in a rhythm in a situation like that?
I think for sure. I think it's a balancing act because you don't want to get into this thing where you're just going to launch it every play and try and, you know, make up for this thing out of need to throw it downfield every single time. I think guys did a great job. We still were able to mix the run game in there, here and there. We're still able to mix in some play action, some action game stuff because, you know, in a perfect world, you want to be heavy run, play action world, first and second down, get that, mix in a couple quick games, those sorts of things. But I think we did a good job. You got to have some patience. You got to score the first one before you worry about the next one, mix in some of those things, and you know you're going to naturally lean a little bit in the drop back passing game world at that point, but we still got to keep a little bit of balance.
Kellen, obviously on the road now, there's no crowd noise as a factor with fans not being there or just small crowds. But what's the key to a successful offense away from home, and how do you guys carry over that 7 of 8 finish that you just talked about to Seattle this week?
Yeah, hopefully carry some momentum, obviously. Yeah, I grew up in Washington, so I know the challenge that is going up to Seattle. Obviously, you know, it's going to be a different atmosphere, and in many ways, just like we learned in LA, it's still an atmosphere you got to be able to handle because it's really the complete opposite as far as it's just very quiet. You got to bring your own juice, energy, excitement, while still playing simple execution football. And so, you know, hopefully, I think we've learned the experience of going to LA in that unique environment. Obviously at home it was awesome to, you know, have a little bit of natural enthusiasm with the crowd, with the energy that's in the stadium. I think we were able to benefit hopefully from that, and obviously we'll be back to probably no crowd there, and we'll be prepared for it.
Do third downs matter more on the road? Third down success? Yeah,
I think third downs are huge. You're really home or away. You know, I think that's a big. You know, you look at the 2 games. That's really a huge difference. We're over 50% in this game. I can't remember the LA number, but we may have only converted 3 of them, I believe, something like that. And so, you know, those are huge things. That's keeping the drive alive, potentially getting yourself flip the field, get yourself in the field goal range, touchdowns, obviously. You know, and holding on to the ball. LA held on to the ball forever against us, and so, you know, they were converting third downs. They were getting into third and manageable situations, and I think that's the key to it. You got to just convert those things. And a lot of what happens on first and second down has a huge indication of how your third downs are going to go. If they're all sitting in 3rd and 8, 9, 10, day's probably not going to go well. If they're 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 all day, you know, you can convert those.
Kellen, what's your philosophy from a coaching standpoint on making sure that the players understand and I guess celebrate at least briefly the resilience they had in a game yesterday, but also realize there's a reason you have to climb out of that hole and you want to make sure you're fixing those mistakes and not relying on that kind of win going forward? Yeah,
I think guys do a great job of recognizing the you know, it's really a tale of 2 games almost. It's the first quarter, and then whenever we got the ball back with about a minute left in the first quarter, from then on, you know, we had to play as good a football as we probably played in the long, you know, as probably as clean as football as you can play. And, you know, that's fortunately what we did. We didn't turn the ball over after that. We held on the ball, made plays, executed third downs. Had to be really, really clean football to give us a chance. And so you got to embrace that, got to recognize it. But understand, obviously, the start of that thing is something we got to learn from and find a way to avoid it.
You know, you obviously work with Dak a lot. What kind of things does he need from his receivers in order to develop that trust? Is it just, you know, be where he needs him to be, or is it something? What all goes into that?
I mean, those guys have been around each other for a while through this whole offseason, through the unique offseason, but spending time together. Obviously, Amari and Michael have been here for a while, and I think those guys are in a really good place. And any time, naturally, it's going to build. The more games you play together, the more in sync you're going to be. I think those guys are in a really good place right now. You know, a couple phenomenal plays. Michael's a great example of throwing that go ball up to him, just understanding how Michael, you guys have been around him long enough to know, his ability to adjust to a ball up in the air is just, it's rare, and it's one of his best traits, and Dak does a great job of giving him that opportunity to go up and make that play, and I think it's a tale of those guys' trust with each other.
What was it like for you late in the game when that onside kick kind of was right toward your guys' sideline, gets recovered, and now there's a little less than 2 minutes left, and just as a play caller, knowing the opportunity that presented itself in that situation?
Yeah, obviously, to Bones, Greg, all those guys on special teams, I mean, phenomenal. As far as our side of it, obviously the unique aspect is, like you said, there was just under 2 minutes, so there's a lot of time. We can't have too much, can't get too angst up here. We still got to have some patience with this thing, drive this thing down. Fortunately for us, on the second play, CeeDee does a phenomenal job of kind of getting the guy off the spot, breaking at the top and winning, and really getting us into range after the second play of that drive. And then after that, it was just managing the clock, managing the situation. I think Dak and all those guys had great composure at that point, handling all those sort of things just to get us in position to kick that game winner.
What's it been like for you having Fossil part of this staff?
Excuse me, I missed that.
What's it been like for you having John Fossil as part of this staff now?
Oh, he's phenomenal. I think the world of him. He makes this thing fun. He's has such positive energy always with him. Love the fact that he wants to go for it just about every time, and I think it resonates with everyone. It gives juice to the offense, the defense, and he's been phenomenal for us.
Kellen, what moment stands out in that post-game locker room of excitement?
I think just I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, just the excitement, and I think it really connects the team. Obviously it's been a unique offseason for everyone, and I think a big win like that certainly connects. There's a lot of new faces throughout this team, and so I think it's a huge bonding opportunity just to connect us even more, and hopefully we can build some momentum because of it.
Was Amari's road home split something you guys have examined and tried to figure out why his numbers are so disparate in both locations?
I mean, certainly some, through the offseason we looked at. I mean, I don't think there's one glaring thing. Different situations for whatever reason. Sometimes stats create a trend like that. I still don't think it changes us drastically. Amari's going to go out there on the road, and we're going to expect big things just like always. And, he's done it before, and, hopefully we get those opportunities again.
We have time for one more.
Kellen, how would you describe Coach McCarthy's reaction when he got that game ball?
Oh, I think just, obviously excitement, and I think it's awesome that guys are recognizing that, because it can get lost in, the chaos of that game. Obviously, Mike's first win with the Cowboys, and I think it was a phenomenal game, phenomenal one that everyone will probably remember, and it's a really exciting time for him.
Thank you.